Hello everyone. Today we're going to build secret stairs, secret piston stairs. So as you saw, that was the opening animation and closing. So this is completely button controlled, so you can hook up as many inputs as you want. And yeah, this could lead to any secret base or whatever. Just put a chest here. So as I said, you can hook up more inputs. So just close the door behind us. Get our materials for the thing and head back out. So open up. And as you saw, it's a staircase that keeps going down further. So my last design, it didn't allow staircase to go in line like that. So a bit of an upgrade. But let's check out the materials here. So this is all you need to make your staircase. Aside from the building blocks, which is just sandstone. So that varies. So yeah, we'll check out the circuitry. Okay, so this is the circuitry. It is 753 footprint. So as you see here, this is to dig a 7 by 5 and 3 deep hole for this to install flush with the ground. So over here you can see it's everything so far, and seeing how it works real quick. So yeah, that's the animation. Same for here, as you see. And yeah, like I said, this isn't like a block here, which was my last design. So you can actually have a staircase follow down in sync. So it's kind of nice. But yeah, so there is this design, which is 7 wide, but I have a smaller one, which is 6 wide instead, and it's just a bit smaller. So I'm going to separate 2 tutorials for each one, depending on which one you want. The downside for this one is that I mean, the animation is the same, so there's no difference, but the only downside is, if you look, there are holes here, and of course this little observer here. But if you don't care about that, then you can build this one over here, which is just 7 wide. Or if you don't mind it, then I'll show you how to build this smaller one. So just a bit more resource friendly, I suppose. Even though they are pretty much similar, just a bit bigger and nicer here. So looking back at this one, you can see there are no holes, and also no observer block there. Of course, this is still here for the smaller circuitry, but yeah, I can show you the timestamps for which one to build this one and which one to build this one. So you can go ahead and skip ahead. But first we'll start with this, and yeah, I'll move on. Okay, so now to figure out where you want to install your staircase, we're going to have to dig a 7 by 5 hole that is 3 deep. And so let's say you want to place your staircase facing this way, right? So you have this. You're going to have to start digging 3 out on each side like that. So it's starting off like this, and then we're going to go 5 blocks like so, and then we're just going to build out this square. So just remember where your staircase is, and we're just going to dig out. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. So you know where your staircase will be. So now we'll just start off building then. Alright, so right underneath the first staircase of the contraption, we're going to place a sticky piston facing up, like that. and then off to the side you're going to build two up and place a piston here, and then exactly the same on the other side. So this is just our block swapper. And then right over here in the corner, we're going to dig 2 blocks right here. So from this sticky piston, go 2 here, and then crouching down, place an observer with the arrow pointing this way. So that's important. And then that observer is going to go through this block into here, and then we're going to grab our hopper, place it here. That'll activate it, and then we're going to place another observer pointing up into this piston. So give us short pulse. Then back here, we're going to find this hole again, place some redstone, and on top of here, place a block here, and then a torch like that. Alright, so the red block is our input, so this is where we're going to hook up our input. Right now, I'll just use a button for testing. But then to power this one, we're going to place a repeater right here. So off of this torch, place a repeater, and then this is the blue circuit. Place a block in front of that repeater, and then a bit of dust there with a torch on the side like this. So coming from this repeater, and then another repeater here going into the central piston, and that should be our block swapper. So if we put in our floor block right here, give it a test, and we have a block swapper. So alright, now we'll just move on to the right side of the circuit and fill in the pistons and all. So this is the green circuit. So we're going to start from our input again, and place a repeater here on 2 ticks of delay like that. Dig a hole, place a sticky piston facing up with a block on top. So they'll create a short pulse through here. Dig out 2 like that, and then we're going to get our hopper again. Place a hopper right there. It doesn't matter where it's facing, just need it to be activated, and then place some redstone dust right on top. So that'll update these 2 observers. So one that is pointing here, and on top of that the same thing. So you have 2 of them facing like that, and just keep that block right there, because it'll power this repeater on 2 ticks of delay. It's very important. And then on top of that, it will update this observer and make sure that's facing up. So then you're going to create this pattern here. So it's like a little V shape with a bit of dust in the middle. Something like that. Alright. And now from this observer, you're going to dig out 4 like that. So it looks something like this, with a bit of dust there, and 2 repeaters going straight into these 2 blocks here, so in line with the central piston. So now we're going to place our pistons. So we're going to place one here, sticky piston facing up, and then over on these blocks we're going to place a normal piston, and then 4 facing inwards like that. And then right here on the bottom we're going to place two more sticky pistons like this. You can go ahead and fill your floor blocks all like that. And if we give it a test now, we'll probably see our closing almost done, but not fully. So as we got the first 3. This one didn't spit it out yet because there's nothing hooked up or nothing underneath to power it. That is actually to make sure we have our staircase flowing down in sync. So, I mean, if you have a staircase that does go straight down like this, then yes, you can, but it's up to you whether it's a floor block or a staircase. So, yeah, I'll just reset this. Alright, so this block, I'll just place this here. Okay, now we'll be moving on to the pink circuit, which is the entire left side. And we start off by finding the stick piston, digging a hole right here, 2 of them, and then place a repeater there on 2 ticks of delay. That will update this observer here facing up, and then off to the side another one going this direction. So got one going up and the other one going to the left here, and that will go into a block. Alright, so now we're going to create a little hole shape, so 3 like that and then 1 here. And then we're just going to fill this up with redstone like that, and then over here we're going to place the redstone here, so it should look something like this. And then, very important, place your wall block right here, whatever you wish. Make sure you keep this here, so when this, it looks like it's connected, but it will be cut off eventually, and you'll receive power to spit this, the floor block there. So just leave it here for now, and then next thing we need to do is find this redstone here. Place an observer facing up with a sticky piston going off to the side here. And what this will do is toggle one of these pistons. So over on this block right here, we're going to place a normal piston facing up, facing inwards, and on the side here. So we have this kind of shape here. And so when this activates, it will toggle this piston back and forth to prevent any errors that might occur. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is, in front of these pistons, place your wall blocks like this, and then going to place our staircase. So as you see, when these push out, it will be in line of the staircase. So that should be it. Let's just give it a test. So there we go. It's the 4 blocks fully finished, and then the staircase all in line. So the reason for this sticky piston to toggle back and forth, if we see, as you saw, it toggles. So this observer block will power this block, which pushes this bottom one, but this bottom one does not matter since it will be pushed back by these pistons. But this top one does matter because the entire circuit is powered the exact same way, just the only difference is toggling it spits these blocks out and puts them back in. But it's all one circuit that does the exact same thing each time. The only difference is this toggle to prevent any errors. So if this wasn't there, and I were to just have this normal piston here like this, we would have some issues in the closing animation. So you see this pushes it inwards, which now causes a bit of an issue right here, as you saw. So that's why we need this sticky piston here to keep this from causing any errors like this. But yep, that is the finished circuitry. I'll just show you some covering up, and also some maybe input stuff. So if we cover it all up, I'm actually going to lose where the button is. There it is. So here we're going to need to hook up. I'll show you an example. So to power the input block right here, we're going to have redstone dust going straight into this. You cannot have it on top. That'll cause some issues with some block updates and stuff. So make sure it's going in. It can be a repeater or just dust. But so let's say there is one for. This is the get a button. So this is the one to power the outside. Activate, go inside, and then hook this one up to the inside or wherever, and it will close up the exact same way. And well, you can hook up as many buttons as you want. Just do the same thing. Just make sure to make sure the signal carries all the way more than 15 blocks, because if it doesn't, then it won't reach. As you saw, it does nothing. So make sure to put like repeaters in the middle of the circuitry, so it does reach. As you saw, it reaches. So that's just a little quick tip. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to show how to build the 6 wide one. If you don't mind any holes in here, I forgot to mention you can cover this up here, and then yeah, this leads to your secret base or whatever. But yes, that's about it. So move on to the next one. Okay, so if we want to build the 6 wide one, also the one with these holes. If you don't care about that, then yeah, I'll show you how to build this one. So what you're going to need to do is so finding where our staircase wants we want our staircase to be. So let's say you want our staircase to start off here. We're going to have to dig a pit that is 6 by 5 and 3 deep. So from the staircase we're going to dig 1, and then we're going to dig 3 to the left, and then 2 to the right, and then so this side will be 5 wide like that, and then we're just going to dig out the square like this, and then we're going to dig it a pit 2 down. So yeah, so it's 3 blocks down total. Okay, so we have our pit, and the staircase is kind of off center. So where it's facing, it's going to be more on the off-centered to the left. So let's start building. Underneath the staircase, we're going to place a sticky piston facing up. So I'm just going to grab that staircase, and then we're going to place normal piston here in line facing towards the central sticky piston, and then exactly on the same in here. So we're gonna get our block swapper ready. Then coming over here, I'm going to find this sticky piston, dig out 2 like this, and then I'm going to get our observer, place it facing this direction here, so make sure the arrow is pointing towards us, and then we're going to place a bit of redstone dust in there. So it's going to power this block here, which will then go into this hopper right here, and then we're going to place an observer facing up, so the arrow is pointing up to this piston. Then back over here, I'm going to find our observer again, place a block on top, and this will be our input block. So for now, I'll just use a button to test it out and stuff. So just for now. And so we're going to place a redstone torch on top. It activated a bit. From that redstone torch, we're going to place a repeater here, and then a repeater here. So they're both on just one tick, one facing towards the piston, the other one facing outwards. And this will be the blue circuit, so place a block in front of this repeater with redstone dust on top. And then right here we're going to place a redstone torch, like so. And that should be our block swapper done. Let's give it a test. Just first place in our floor block right here, and test it out here. So you see it swapped it over, and then again it swapped it over. So that's done, and moving on, we're going to create the entire right side of the circuit, so the green circuit. We just start off from our input block again, and place a repeater here, set that to 2 ticks, and dig out a hole right there, place a sticky piston facing up, with a block on top, like so. So this will give like a short pulse on the entire right side. Then what we're going to do is dig out 2 blocks like so, with a hopper right here. It doesn't matter where it's facing, just place it here so it does activate. Then place redstone dust right on top. Then from that hopper, I'm going to place an observer facing here, and then another one right on top. So both of them are facing towards the direction. Just place the block back, because that will power this repeater here on 2 ticks of delay, like that. And then we're going to place an observer from that repeater to update and make sure it's facing up. Then we're going to create this shape, so it's like a little V shape with a bit of dust right in the middle. Now from here we're going to dig out 6 like so, with redstone dust right here, and 2 repeaters like that. Then before you do anything else, we're just going to dig out a couple blocks here. The smaller version does require a bit more digging, so we're going to go down here like so, dig out these 2 blocks all the way here until you get to this point. So here's torch, we're going to dig here, so it looks something like this. So now we're going to place redstone dust all the way across like so, up until this point, and then 2 repeaters here on 2 ticks like so. So make sure they are on 2 ticks. Alright, and now we are going to find these 2 dusts here, place observers facing up like that, so make sure they're pointing up, both of them. This one will have another one like so, and this will have a sticky piston facing inwards like that. And here just place your wall block, which is it's very important, so we'll put that in now. And then over here from this repeater, we're going to place an observer facing up like this, so this will be updated. And then to power the pink circuit, place a block here, and then 2 pistons there, like that. I'll explain in a second why this sticky piston is here to toggle this piston. But for now, we'll place the rest of the pistons. So next to this, we're going to place a sticky piston facing up. This will stay here forever, so it won't move. Then over here on this block, I'm going to place a normal piston right here, and then 4 sticky pistons like that. And then here at the bottom, 2, place 2 facing up, just like that. Alright, so we're just going to fill this up with our floor blocks. This will get pushed out and cover up. And then we're going to grab our staircases. So one here and there. So this will fall in line. And then here we can either, if you want, it'll be a floor block or a staircase if you want it to continue downwards. So let's say this is the continuation downwards, like so. And here we're just going to cover up with a wall block, just like so. And then, alright, let's give it a test. This should be working. So we've got our closing. This is the floor, the 4 blocks that needs to be closed. And then the opening, as you saw, like that. One thing I forgot to mention is I actually meant to swap over these blocks because so make sure to close the system, and then I'm going to break this and swap it over. So just have this be that, and then place the staircase on that side instead. That's just to make it look a bit nicer inside. So, but it all works the same. Now I'll just show covering it up. So let's cover this up here. I'm actually going to lose my input. Hold on a sec. So there it is. So if we activate, you can see it opens up, and we can go ahead and cover up some stuff just to make it a bit nicer. So you can place your wall block there, and then cover this area here like that. Do not place blocks in front of these, it'll screw up everything. As you can see this, the piston heads. So yeah, this one does contain the holes and the observer. So, but it should be working. So now I'll just show you stuff about inputs and what we can do with the input block and stuff. So we'll just take out the button now and dig out a little pathway. So to power the system, we gotta power this block. So it can be a redstone dust going into the block, or a repeater, doesn't matter. Redstone dust. And make sure to not place any dust here. That'll cause some issues, so make sure you don't have that. So we're just going to carry out signal. So let's say this one on the right here is to power from the outside, so we can see it activates, and then maybe this one is to open it from the inside. So this is the inside and that's the outside. But since it's button controlled, you can hook up, you know, as many inputs as you want. Just make sure that the signal is carries out through, because if it's too long, it won't activate. As you see, it doesn't do anything. That's because we need to place, make sure to place repeaters to carry out the signal further. So as you see it activate. So that's just a little tip for you guys to hook things up and everything. But other than that, that is the the one wide hidden staircase, button controlled, and yeah, just pick out whichever you want, and yeah, that's it. So in the end, I'll just explain like, hey, why am I back on YouTube? I don't know. It's 2020. Just want to make Minecraft videos. I don't know. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and see you guys next time. Maybe.